Hey, welcome to another live stream here on YouTube, Sports Bonanza John, and on Kick, Sports Kick John, ready for some more Major League Baseball this afternoon. The Brewers and the Angels in the finale of a three-game series from Anaheim. Brewers look for the sweep of this series. We will talk about this game and give you the lineups and pitching matchups in just a moment. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, Lord, and thank you for everything you do for all of us, Lord. And please protect all these players involved. Please keep everyone safe in this game tonight and continue to look over us and do your will among us, Lord, as we ask and pray this in your mighty name. Amen. All right, Brewers and Angels. Brewers have won the first two games of this series by scores of 6-2 and 3-1. They look for the series sweep. Brewers enter this game 6.5 up in the National League Central over the Chicago Cubs. The Angels having a disastrous season at 42-69 on the season. Last place in the American League West. Pitching matchup today, we're going to see Jacob Misiorowski on the mound for the Brewers this afternoon, taking on Walbert Urena, getting the start on the hill for the Angels. The finale of this three-game series. We will set the batting order and do a preview of this game momentarily. But first of all, of course, the big news in Major League Baseball. It happened late last night or early this morning, depending on where you were. Tarik Skubal, the now former big pitcher of the Detroit Tigers, he was traded to Los Angeles, so the Dodgers pick up another pitching arm in Tarik Skubal. Of course, Ohtani has not been pitching recently with that knee injury, so maybe that came into consideration for the Dodgers, thinking maybe they need another arm, and boy, did they get it with Tarik Skubal. So Tarik Skubal heading from the Tigers to the Dodgers. Tarik Skubal posting an emotional farewell to the Tigers. As it was a heck of a run in Detroit for Tarik Skubal, but he is now going to be a Los Angeles Dodger. And a couple trades, well, one yesterday and one today, another trade yesterday and one today before the trade deadline, which is tomorrow. The White Sox picked up Luis Castillo from the Mariners. In return, the White Sox are sending Sir Anthony Dominguez and Nolan Jones to Seattle, along with a prospect. And in one that came down just a little bit ago, Tampa Bay, who's leading the American League East, and they just picked up another another arm as they pick up Freddie Peralta from the Mets. And they are sending 3 minor leaguers over to New York in that trade. As the Rays leading the American League East, and they pick up Freddie Peralta from the Mets and trying to hold off the Yankees and the surging Boston Red Sox in the American League East. Tampa Bay hoping that picking up Peralta will help them in their playoff push in the American League East. So those were a couple of trades that have occurred right before the trade deadline, which happens tomorrow in Major League Baseball. Will we have any more before the trade deadline cutoff? We will have to wait and see. I have not seen officially when Skubal's first start of the Dodgers is going to be. Okay, I just looked at Skubal is set to make his Dodgers debut Tuesday at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. So the Dodgers looking like they're the team to beat again in Major League Baseball as they try and three-peat World Series, and picking up Skubal, they hope, is the piece they need to help get that done. But here in this one, we're set for the finale of a 3-game series between the Brewers and the Angels. Let's take a look at the batting order the Milwaukee Brewers will send out this afternoon. Leading it off for the Brewers will be the second baseman, Bryce Terang. Batting second and playing left field will be Jackson Chourio. Hitting third and playing center field for the Brewers today is Garrett Mitchell. Cleanup hitter for Milwaukee is catcher William Contreras. Batting fifth and DHing today for Milwaukee's Jake Bauers. In the number 6 spot is first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Batting seventh and in right field. Batting seventh in right field is Luis Lara. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Cooper Pratt. And in the number 9 spot for the Brewers is third baseman David Hamilton. So again, the Brewers line up this way. Top third, Terang, Chourio, and Mitchell. Middle third of the order, Contreras, Bauers, and Vaughn. With the bottom third, Lara, Pratt, and Hamilton. Starting batting order for Milwaukee. And on the mound, getting the start this afternoon for the Angels, going to be Walbert Urena. 18th start of the season in his 20th appearance, 6-7 record, 2.7 ERA, 49 walks, 88 strikeouts in 93 and a third innings pitched this year. As he will look to cool off the Brewers as the Brewers look for win number 70 this afternoon and look for a 3-game sweep over the Angels. Another disappointing season there in Anaheim for the Angels. As I mentioned, the Brewers coming into the day 6.5 up on the Cubs. In the National League Central, Cubs in action today at home at Wrigley against the Yankees. Yankees leading that game 2-0. That game in the top of the 4th inning. So it'll be Bryce Terang to lead it off. Terang on the season hitting .271, 16 home runs. He's drove in 69. As Urena's finishing up his warm-up tosses. Just past the noon hour in Southern California, sunny Southern California on this Sunday afternoon. As Bryce Terang will step in the batter's box to get this one underway. Keep you updated on the Major League Baseball scoreboard as the day moves on. Here we go. Here's Terang stepping in against Urena, and the first pitch underway in Anaheim. Strike one. 87 degrees at first pitch at Angel Stadium. Oh, 1 pitch. That's at the knees for strike two. Steven Jastrzynski behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Nate Tomlinson, umpire over at first base. Carlos Torres at second base. And Mark Wegner, the ump at third. 2 strike pitches, swing and a miss. Terang strikes out on 3 pitches to start off this game. And the batter will be Jackson Chourio. Chourio, a .273 hitter, 13 home runs. He's drove in 42. Pitch from to Churio, and there's a strike. Urena delivers the strike one pitch. That's low. Check swing over to first, no swing. It'll even the count a ball and a strike. One pitch. That's hit foul. The count goes to 1-2. One and two, the count on Churio. And the pitch. Swing, a drop third strike. They'll throw to first to complete the out. 2 strikeouts for Urena on the first 2 batters. And the batter will be Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell hitting .268, 8 home runs on the season for Mitchell. He's drove in 49. Pitch to Mitchell, swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, 1 to Mitchell, swing and a miss. Boy, Urena's bringing it early. 0-2, the count on Garrett Mitchell. 0-2 on the way, swing and a miss. Urena strikes out the side in the first inning on 10 pitches. Bottom of the first coming in Anaheim. The Angels coming up for the first time against Jacob Mizorowski on the hill in this one for the Brewers. As let's set the lineup for you for the Angels. Their batting order looks like this. Leading it off for the Angels is the shortstop, Zach Neto. Hitting second and DHing Mike Trout. Batting third and playing first base, Nolan Shonowell. In the cleanup spot for the Angels is second baseman Vaughn Grissom. Batting fifth and playing right field, Joe Adell. Hitting sixth and playing left field, Wade Meckler. In the number 7 spot for the Angels is third baseman Denzer Guzman. Hitting eighth and playing center field, Josh Lowe. And batting ninth and catching for the Angels is going to be Heineman. Tyler Heineman. So the Angels order: top third, Neto, Trout, Shonowell; middle third, Grissom, Adell, Meckler, with the bottom third of Guzman, Lowe, and Heineman. And Jacob Mizorowski getting the start for Milwaukee. On the mound, 21st start of the season, 11-4 record, 1.58 ERA. 28 walks, 185 strikeouts in 120 innings. Averaging nearly 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. As Zach Neto will lead off the bottom of the first for the Angels. Neto hitting .230, 19 home runs. He's drove in 46. First pitch, bottom of the first. Up and in to Neto, ball one. Mizorowski giving him a little wake-up call on the first pitch. Hello. One 0 pitch from Mizorowski. Pitch upstairs and check swing went around, says the first base umpire. So it's 1-1. Nate Tomlinson said Neto took the bat around too far. Mizorowski's 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout, actually. Thought that first pitch was called a ball, but apparently that first pitch was called a strike. So Mizorowski with the strikeout. And the batter's Mike Trout. Trout hitting .245, 18 home runs. He's drove in 40. Strike one. That first pitch was up and in. I don't know, but well, anyway. Strike one pitch to Trout. That's right there on the outside corner, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2 now the count to Trout. One, two. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Mizorowski starting the game with a couple strikeouts. And the batter will be Nolan Shonowell. Shonowell hitting .276, 6 home runs on the season. He's drove in 37. Pitch to Shonowell at the knees, strike one. This is an Angels team that strikes out almost 10 times a game. And it's now 0-2 on Shonowell. Mizorowski delivers the 0-2 pitch to Shonowell. They went after a low one and went around. And both pitchers strike out the side in the first inning on 10 pitches. We head to the second in Anaheim. No score, Brewers and Angels. This looks like we might be in for a pitcher's duel if that first inning was any indication. If anybody's following along or if anybody's into it, the over-under on runs scored at first pitch was 7.5. I'm not sure we're going to make that. If the first inning was any indication. Brewers, of course, keeping an eye on that Cubs score. Brewers have the Cubs behind them, 6.5 back. In the National League Central, the Cubs trail the Yankees 2-1, bottom of the fourth inning in Chicago. Brewers will head home and start a series with the Pittsburgh Pirates coming up tomorrow. Pittsburgh, we're into August. Pittsburgh usually out of this by now, but they are right there in the playoff picture this year. Pirates trying to snap an 11-year postseason drought. Brewers open a home series with Pittsburgh starting tomorrow. Second inning coming up here, and to lead it off will be William Contreras in the top of the second for the Brewers. Contreras hitting .272 on the year, 10 home runs. He's drove in 57. First pitch, top of the second. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Oh, 1. That's down low. Evens the count, of ball and a strike. One downstairs. Count now 2-1 on William Contreras. Urania's 2-1 pitch is off the plate for ball 3. 3-1 on Contreras, leading off the Brewers' second. Three-one. That's low, and that's a leadoff walk here in the top of the second to Contreras, first base runner of the game. And the batter will be Jake Bauers. Bauers hitting .269, 20 home runs. He's drove in 64. Leadoff man on for the Brewers here in the second. Bauers has hit 2 of those home runs in this series. That's a little tapper to first, and covering first. And the tag applied for the first out. Contreras advances to second. And the batter will be Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn hitting .305, 4 home runs. He's drove in 28. Got a clock violation on the batter, Vaughn. So already he's down a strike before a pitch has been thrown. Wasn't ready in the box. You've got to be, as a batter, you've got to be ready in the box before that clock hits 5 seconds. Vaughn takes a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Or 1-2 pitch, rather. And here it is. Time called prior to the 1-2. Now the 1-2. Right down the middle, strike 3. Andrew Vaughn strikes out. That's strikeout number 4 for Urania. 2 down brings up Lara. Luis Lara hitting .261. He's drove in 10. Lara appearing in his 18th game of the season. Runner at second, 2 outs. The pitch to Lara, ball 1. One 0 pitch hit foul. Counts even now 1-1. One. That's a foul ball. 1-2. One-two pitch. Fouled away. Lara stays alive. One-two. Another foul. Good battle here by Lara to stay alive. Urania gets set for another 1-2 pitch to Lara. And here it is. In the air to left field. And under it for the catch and the third out of the inning as Meckler makes the grab. Brewers done in the second. They get a walk, but strand a runner at second. Bottom 2 coming up from Anaheim. Still 0-0, Brewers and Angels. Updating the scoreboard here, still 2-1. Yankees leading the Cubs. Bottom of the 5th at Wrigley. White Sox 5, Rays nothing. Bottom of the 7th in St. Petersburg. Reds 8-1 lead over the Pirates. The Pirates, the Brewers' next opponent. Starting a series in Milwaukee tomorrow. Braves looking for the 4-game sweep of the Nationals. They're up 3-2, bottom of the 7th. Cleveland 5, Arizona nothing, but they've hit a rain delay in Cleveland. Still in a rain delay in Baltimore, with the Phillies leading the Orioles 2-0. Still to come yet tonight, Red Sox and Dodgers, the Sunday night game. Red Sox look for the sweep out there in L.A. Red Sox beating the Dodgers on Friday night 9-4. Red Sox winning last night 3-2. Boy, the Red Sox, what a tear they went on in July. I mean, they were out of it right before the All-Star break. But they have won 22 of their last 26 games. It has been some kind of remarkable run the Red Sox are on. And here we go at the bottom of the second inning. Vaughn Grissom will lead it off for the Angels here in the bottom of the second. Grissom hitting .261, 7 home runs on the season. Drove in 46. First pitch by Mizorowski, bottom 2, right there, strike 1. There's another 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Mizorowski. Oh, 1 pitch is hit foul. 0-2. With Mizorowski, of his 12 pitches so far in this game, 9 of them have hit the century mark in miles per hour. And here's his 0-2 pitch to Grissom. That is right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Went with the slider. And Grissom took advantage of it, and there's a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second. And the batter will be Joe Adell. Adell, a .240 hitter on the year, 16 home runs. He's drove in 62. The Angels' hits leader on the season. Leadoff man on at first for the Angels. The pitch to Adell is hit foul. Strike one. Mizorowski looks in and delivers the strike one pitch to Joe Adell. Fouled back, 0-2. Strike two pitch. Foul back. Adell stays alive. 101 on that fastball. That is into right center field. It is going to be caught on a running grab out there by the center fielder Mitchell for the first out. Adell is retired, and it will bring up Meckler. Wade Meckler hitting .295, couple home runs, drove in 17. Mizorowski's pitch to Meckler. Strike one on the inside corner. A 1 pitch. Meckler sends a drive deep to right field and at the wall, and that one is gone. Meckler with a 2-run home run to right. And it's 2-0 Angels in the second. Meckler's third home run of the year, RBIs 18 and 19, and the Angels strike first against Mizorowski. Denzer Guzman, the batter, takes a strike. Guzman hitting .239, 5 home runs. He's drove in 16. So Meckler takes Mizorowski out here in the second inning. Angels are challenging that last strike call, and they are incorrect. So the Angels lose an ABS challenge here in the second inning. Here's the 0-1. That's lifted into center field. This one's going to be playable, and the catch is made by Mitchell for the second out. Two down, and the batter's Josh Lowe. Lowe hitting .200, 8 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. 0-1. A 1 pitch is low. Counts even now, 1-1. 1-1 is hit foul, 1-2. One-two pitch is upstairs, 2-2. Two hit foul. Time called prior to this next 2-2 pitch. Here we go. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Mizorowski with the strikeout to end the bottom of the second. However, 2-run home run by Wade Meckler gets the Angels on the board. And after 2 in Anaheim, Angels 2, Brewers nothing. Brewers will have Cooper Pratt leading it off here in the top of the third inning. With the Reds all over the Pirates today. It's 9-1 Reds over the Pirates, top of the fifth in Cincinnati. Still the Yankees up 1 on the Cubs, 2-1 top of the sixth. So here we go, top three. Cooper Pratt leading it off, 289 hitter, 2 home runs, drove in 16 on the season. First pitch, top three, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit foul. Ooh, Pratt fouled that off his foot. That's going to sting. Pratt trying to walk that one off. Actually fouled it off the leg guard on his left leg. I thought it hit his foot, but nonetheless, that's going to sting. Strike 2 pitch to Pratt. That's another. He just fouled it off his foot, off his leg again. Boy, Pratt's getting beat up there in the batter's box. About the same place, too. Pratt back in, and the 0-2 once again. Another foul ball. Another 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pratt strikes out. That's strikeout number 5 for Urania. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, David Hamilton. Hamilton hitting .236 on the year. He's got 3 home runs. He's drove in 15. Showing bunt, taking low, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Little low. It's 2-0. The count on Hamilton. Two-0 pitch misses inside. It's now 3-0. That's a 4-pitch walk to Hamilton. So runner at first with 1 out. We're back to the top of the order for the Brewers and Bryce Terang. Terang, a strikeout victim his first time up. Terang shows bunt. Hamilton takes off and will swipe second. No, they got the tag down. Hamilton is out. The throw was on the right field side of first base, but Grissom apparently got the tag down and tags out Hamilton. Or Neto, rather, not Grissom. That's close. No challenge, though. 1-0 is a strike at the knees. Counts even, 1-1. It was close. One is lined into right field. That's going to be a base hit. 2-out single for Terang will bring up Jackson Churio. Churio is a strikeout victim his first time up. Throw over to first. Terang dives back in. Brewers, the 4th most stolen bases this year with 111 of them. But Hamilton, who had 20 on the season, was just thrown out trying to steal second on the prior at bat. Terang has 15 steals. He leads from first. Pitch up and in, 2-0. The count on Jackson Churio. 2-0 pitch. That's low. 3-0 on Chourio. Garrett Mitchell is on deck. See if Chourio has the green light on 3-0. He does not, and it's a 4-pitch walk. First and second with 2 outs. That's the third walk given up by Urania, and it'll bring up Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell struck out to end the top of the first as Heineman going out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher. So if Hamilton is successful on that steal, the Brewers would have the bases loaded right now with 1 out. They do have first and second with 2 outs. Pitch to Garrett Mitchell. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch from Urania to Mitchell. Hit foul, and it's 0-2. Urania trying to get out of this inning, still with a 2-run lead. 0-2 pitch on the way, high, 1-2. One-two pitch. Bouncer foul, first base side. Count stays 1-2. Terang, the runner at second. Chourio, the runner at first. One-two pitch. Bouncer back to the mound. Urania throws to first in time, and the Brewers strand 2. We head to the bottom of the third in Anaheim. Still the Angels leading 2-0. So it'll be Heineman to lead it off in the bottom of the third for the Angels. Tyler Heineman in his 15th game with the Angels, coming over from Toronto. Then it'll be the top of the order in Neto and Trout in the bottom of the third inning. Brewers coming in with a 69-41 record, 6.5 game lead in the National League Central. Angels coming in 42-69, last place in the American League West. Another disastrous season for the Angels. As here we go, Tyler Heineman to lead off the bottom of the third. For the Angels, A lot of Brewers fans in the stands in Southern California. Young fan with a cheese head. I'm guessing he's also a fan of the Green Bay Packers. Jacob Bizarowski got greeted with a 2-run home run by Meckler in the bottom of the second. That's why the Angels have their 2-0 lead. As Tyler Heineman steps up, hitting 179 on the year with a home run and 8 runs batted in. Here we go. First pitch, bottom 3, ball 1. One 0 pitch from Mizorowski to Heineman. Hit foul. Counts now 1-1. Mizorowski delivers the 1-1 pitch. A bouncer to second, and the play over to first base in time to retire Heineman, and there's the first out here in the bottom of the third inning. And we're back to the top of the order in Zach Neto. Neto, a strikeout victim his first time up. First pitch to Neto fouled off third base side, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. On one hop to short, easy play over to first to retire Neto for the second out. And the batter will be Mike Trout, who was also a strikeout victim his first time. Bases empty, 2 outs for the Angels. Pitch to Trout, right down the middle, strike 1. Mizorowski, 0-1 pitch to Mike Trout. Foul back, and it's 0-2. Strike 2 pitch. Up high, 1-2 now on Mike Trout. Comes Mizorowski's 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Trout looks at that one. He strikes out for the second time. Angels down 1-2-3 in the third. We go to the fourth, 2-0. Angels lead the Brewers. Both pitchers with 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Got our first final of the day. The Braves complete a 4-game sweep of the Washington Nationals. The Braves win it 4-2. Braves are running away with the National League East. Cardinals trying to avoid the sweep in Toronto. Cardinals lead at 5-1, top of the 9th. We're also in the top of the ninth at Tropicana Field. White Sox lead the Rays 5-1. Two first-place teams doing battle in that series. So here we go, top of the fourth inning. William Contreras leads it off. Contreras drew a walk his first time up to lead off the second. First pitch, top four, ball one. One 0 pitch down low. It's 2-0. That's a strike. 2-1. Two one, and right there for strike two. 2-2. Oh, 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike three. That's Urania's sixth strikeout. One out in the Brewer fourth, and it will bring up Bowers. Bowers a ground out his first time. Ball one. That 1-0 pitch is right there down the middle for strike one, a ball and a strike. One pitch to Bowers. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch on the way to Bowers. Inside, 2-2. Two-two pitch. In the air to left. And just on the edge of the warning track, the catch is made in left field by Meckler for the second out. And it will bring up Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn took a called strike three his first time up. Strike one. 0-1 pitch to Andrew Vaughn. That's low, counts even 1-1. One hits the outside corner for strike 2. One-two pitch is on the ground. Nice backhanded play by the shortstop, and the throw right on target. A fine defensive play by Neto. It's short. And the Brewers are done in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 2-0 Angels. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Shonawell, Grissom, and Adele, due up in the bottom of the 4th. Good job by Urania on the mound so far. Shut out the Brewers on 1 hit through 4 innings so far. Jacob Mizorowski threw that 1 pitch that Meckler got a hold of and took him out to right field back in the 2nd. I said the Brewers will begin a series at home with the Pittsburgh Pirates beginning tomorrow. Angels have a day off tomorrow, as they will head out to Baltimore to begin a 3-game series with the Orioles starting on Tuesday. So here's Shonawell to lead it off in the bottom of the 4th for the Angels. Shonawell is a strikeout victim back in the 1st. And Mizorowski back to work on the mound. First pitch, bottom 4. Shonawell swings at the first pitch and sends it into left center shallow. And coming on from left field, a diving catch by Churio. Pratt looked like he was going to catch it, but then he threw his hand up like he had lost the ball in the sun. And Churio had to make the dive from left field to make the catch. Yeah, Pratt lost that in the sun. Fine play by Churio to save the out. And here's Grissom. Grissom has one of the 2 Angels hits. He singled in the 2nd and scored on the Meckler home run. Strike 1. A 1 pitch. That is lifted in the air to center. Easy play out there for Mitchell. He's got it for out number 2. Base is empty, 2 outs for Adele. Adele will line out to center field back in the 2nd. Ball 1. One-zero pitch. On the ground, foul. Counts even 1-1. 1-1. That's down low, 2-1. Actually, no, they appeal to the first base umpire, and the umpire at first base, Nate Tomlinson, says that Adell took the bat too far, so it's 1-2. Mizorowski's 1-2 pitch to Adell. That's low and outside. Evens the count 2-2. Mizorowski delivers the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Mizorowski with strikeout number 6. Angels down in order in the 4th. We head to the 5th. Still 2-0. Angels will be the bottom third of the Brewers' order. Lara, Pratt, and Hamilton due up in the 5th. Brewers trailing 2-0. So both pitchers made it through 61 pitches for Urania through 4 innings. Mizorowski only at 44 pitches through 4 innings. It's gone final now in Toronto. The Cardinals avoid the sweep over the Blue Jays as the Cardinals take this one 5-1. Still Yankees 2, Cubs 1, top of the 7th. Yankees have scored 2 runs in the first 2 games of that series, winning 2-0 on Friday, losing 5-2 last night, and leading 2-1 today. It's going to be Lara leading off the 5th for the Brewers. Lara flew out to left field back in the 2nd, his first at bat. First pitch, strike 1. Oh, 1 is down low, evens the count 1-1. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch from Urania to Lara. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 7 for Urania in this game. And it will bring up Cooper Pratt. Pratt also a strikeout victim his first time up. And Pratt hits it foul, third base side, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Pratt hits it foul. Pratt now falls behind in the count, 0-2. 0-2. Bouncer to third. That will roll foul. Count will stay 0-2. Urania looks in once again on Pratt and delivers another 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. One-two pitch. One hop off the glove of the shortstop Neto and into left center field, and Pratt is aboard with a one-out single. It's going to be a base hit. So the tying run coming to the plate in Hamilton. Strike one. Hamilton walked back into third, but was thrown out trying to steal second base. A 1 pitch. That is lined into left center field, but coming on for the play is Meckler for out number 2, and Pratt will retreat back to first base. 2 down now, and we're back to the top of the order in Bryce Terang. Terang singled back in the third and struck out to lead off the game. Ball 1. One-zero pitch to Terang. Strike one on the outside corner. Counts even 1-1. Mentioned the Brewers have the 4th most stolen bases. Pratt, who is the runner at first, he's got 10. Does not go this time. Pitches high, 2-1. There are 4 players on the Brewers that have at least 10 stolen bases this season. They are a heavy running team. 2-1 pitch is a strike, 2-2. Now the count on Bryce Terang. Two-two pitch is hit in the air to center, right at the center fielder. Low for the catch. He didn't even have to move out there. And the Brewers strand Pratt at first base. Midway through it, still 2-0 Angels. It's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Meckler, Guzman, and Lowe due up in the bottom of the 5th. Final now in St. Petersburg. White Sox beat the Rays 9-1. Marlins beat the Mets at Citi Field 2-0. Marlins trying to get back on track after that 12-game losing streak. Marlins still right in the thick of the wild card picture in the National League. Mentioned the White Sox. They have got to be the biggest surprise of Major League Baseball this year. Leading the American League Central just 2 years removed from setting a new record for losses in a season. Remember, back in 2024, the White Sox lost 121 games. They finished 80 games under 500 2 years ago. And here they are on August 2nd, 2 years later, leading the Central. And they have a huge series coming up at Wright Field this weekend against Cleveland. I believe I will have that Saturday evening game of that Cleveland White Sox series on the live stream. So still some fun baseball with 2 months left in the season. As here we go, the bottom of the fifth, as Wade Meckler will lead it off. Meckler took Mizorowski deep his first time for the 2-run homer. The only 2 runs of this game so far. Urania, 5 strong innings on the mound for the Angels this afternoon. First pitch to Meckler, bottom 5 is foul, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Meckler, hit left side out of play, and Meckler down in the count, 0-2. Mizorowski's 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Another 100-mile-an-hour fastball by Mizorowski. And the strikeout of Meckler is his 7th K of the game. And the batter will be Guzman. Guzman lined out to center his first time up. Pitch. Ball 1. They are finally back underway in Baltimore after a rain delay of about 2 hours. 1-0 pitch is a strike. Counts even 1-1. 1-1 is at the knee, strike 2, and immediately Guzman calling for an ABS challenge. They've already lost 1, so if he's unsuccessful this time, they'll be out. And he is wrong. So the Angels cannot challenge anymore as they are now been unsuccessful twice. One-two pitch, swing and a miss by Guzman. Strikeout number 8 for Mizorowski. And the batter will be Josh Lowe, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. It's 0-1. A swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Boy, Mizorowski continuing to bring the heat. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Lowe. Inside, 1-2. Mizorowski looks in and delivers the 1-2 pitch. That is lined into right, but caught by Terang. And another 1-2-3 inning for Mizorowski. We head to the 6th. Moving right along in Anaheim. Angels lead the Brewers 2-0. hour and 13 minutes old, and we are already heading to the 6th inning. Brewers in the top of the 6th inning will have Chourio, Mitchell, and Contreras, 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. Trying to find some offense. They've been held to 2 hits through 5 innings. They're underway in Seattle between the Twins and the Mariners. Also underway between the Tigers and the Athletics. Tigers have jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Top of the 2nd inning. Also underway in San Diego between the Giants and Padres. No score after 1 in that one. Again, Sunday night baseball tonight. Red Sox and Dodgers. Red Sox look for the sweep over the Dodgers. And again, I mentioned it at the beginning of the live stream, but if you tuned in late or hadn't heard the news, Tarek Skubal is now a Los Angeles Dodger, as late last night or early this morning, wherever you are, he was traded from the Tigers to the Dodgers. Tarek Skubal expected to make his Dodger debut Tuesday night at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. So the Dodgers with Ohtani still, who knows when he'll be back pitching. Maybe the Dodgers felt they needed one more arm, and they picked it up with Tarek Skubal. Top 6 here, Chourio leads it off and fouls it away for strike 1. Chourio walked his first time up back in the 3rd and drills this one right into left center field for a base hit. Jackson Chourio leads off the 6th with the leadoff single for Milwaukee. And the batter will be Garrett Mitchell. Third hit of the game for the Brewers. Now out-hit the Angels 3-2. Mitchell, a strikeout and a ground out in his 2 at-bats so far this afternoon. Pitches outside, ball 1. Urania just threw his 80th pitch of the game. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Counts even, a ball and a strike. One, that's inside, 2-1. Two-one pitch is hit foul. Count goes to 2-2. Chourio, the lead at first. The 2-2 is foul by Mitchell. Count stays 2-2. Mentioned this, a heavy stolen base team. Chourio has 10 of them. See if he tries to take off on this 2-2 pitch. Brewers have been caught once today. David Hamilton was caught trying to steal second base earlier in the game. Mitchell grounds this one to first. They will throw to second, get the lead runner there. That's going to be all they get. So Mitchell reaches on a fielder's choice. And the batter will be William Contreras. Contreras has walked and struck out in this game. The pitch to Contreras is inside, ball one. Action starting in the Angels bullpen. Sam Backman loosening for the Angels as the 1-0 pitch misses low. It's 2-0. It's 2-0 pitch. That's outside. It's 3-0 on Contreras. Jake Bauers on deck. Throw over to first. Mitchell dives back in. Mitchell at first base has 9 stolen bases on the season. Here's a 3-0 pitch to Contreras. Taken all the way, and it's a strike, 3-1. Now let's see if Contreras gets the green light on 3-1. Here's the pitch. Bouncer to short. They'll throw to second, one on to first. Double play, 6-4-3. Contreras slams down his helmet in frustration. 6 strong innings today for Welbert Urania. Let's see if that's his last pitch in this game he throws. He has shut out the Brewers through 6, and the Angels still lead at 2-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. Angels will have Heineman and then the top of the order, Neto and Trout, due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brewers just unable to get the offense going today, held to just 3 hits through the first 6 innings. Mentioned this a couple times, but I'm mentioning again, the Brewers come into the day 6.5 up on the Cubs. In the National League Central, Cubs are losing 2-1 to the Yankees, top of the 8th. Other National League Central teams, Cardinals have won today. They beat the Blue Jays 5-1. Pirates are getting smoked in Cincinnati. Reds lead 9-1, top of the 8th. So Heineman will lead it off here in the last of the 6th for the Angels. Leading 2-0, trying to avoid getting swept at home by the Brewers. Jacob Mizorowski back out. He's only at 55 pitches through 5 innings. Threw that one bad pitch in the 2nd inning to Meckler that Meckler took deep. Mizorowski asking for a little bit of repair work on the mound. Looks like he's wanting a little bit of repair done to the dirt where he plants his foot after delivering the pitch. So the grounds crew comes out and does a little bit of mound repair. So we're set to go now. A bunt to start off the bottom of the sixth, and it is right to third, however, and Heineman is thrown out. Tried to throw a bunt on there, but he bunted it a little too hard, and Hamilton makes the play to first. 1 pitch, 1 out at the bottom of the sixth. And that will take us back to the top of the order and Zach Neto. Neto 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout and a groundout. Mizorowski's pitch to Neto right down the middle, strike one. 98 miles an hour on that fastball. Strike one pitch from Mizorowski. That's right there as well, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Neto fouls it off to stay alive. Trout is on deck. Mizorowski's 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. Mizorowski delivers the 1-2 pitch to Zach Neto. Swing and a miss on a pitch down low. That is strikeout number 9 for Mizorowski this afternoon. And the batter will be Mike Trout, who has struck out both of his prior at-bats today. Pitch from Mizorowski hits the inside corner, strike one. Mizorowski's 0-1 pitch to Trout. That's down low. Counts even 1-1. Looking ahead to the Brewers' 7th, it's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Bowers, Vaughn, and Lara. Who will it be against? Trout sends this one into right field, but it's going to stay in play, and the catch made by Lara, and a 1-2-3 inning once again for Jacob Mizorowski. On we go to the 7th in Anaheim. Angels lead it 2-0. Have we seen the last of Urania on the mound is the question. He threw 90 pitches in 6 innings, and we saw Bachman loosening in the bullpen in the 6th inning. Do want to update you on my upcoming live stream schedule. Was planning on bringing you a Little League Softball World Series game coming up later tonight, but they have had some weather issues out in Greenville, North Carolina today, so we'll have to check the schedule to see if that's still going to happen or not. If I don't do a Little League softball, if weather is a factor there, may just on the live stream tonight do that Red Sox-Dodgers game. Urania is done for the day on the mound. It is not going to be Bachman coming in. It is going to be who is it going to be? It's going to be Luke Murphy coming into the game for the Angels. Just his second appearance of the year. Pitched 1 inning in his prior appearance, walked 2 and struck out 1. So the Angels go into the bullpen. And it's going to be Bowers to lead off the 7th. First pitch low and inside, ball 1. Bowers has grounded out and flown out. 1-0 pitch from Murphy. That's inside to Bowers. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch. That's inside again. It's 3-0. Pitch. That is a 4-pitch walk to Bowers, and none of the 4 pitches were extremely close. And the batter will be Andrew Vaughn. Bullpen has been a little bit of a struggle for the Angels this year. The bullpen has a team ERA of almost 4.5. So leadoff man on, and Andrew Vaughn, a strikeout and a ground out in the game. Strike 1. Told you about the Brewers liking to steal bases. Jake Bowers, he's only got 8 on the year, so he's not a super big threat to steal, but he could. 0-1 pitch. That is lined, caught by the third baseman, and just diving back at first is Bowers. Boy, that was lined right to Guzman at third, and he almost doubled up Bowers at first. Boy, that was hit right on the dot by Vaughn, but right at Guzman. So Luis Lara will be the batter with 1 out and a runner at first. Fly out and a strikeout this afternoon for Lara. Showing bunt, taking a strike. Lara, see if he shows bunt again. It's going to be a throw to first. Instead, they've got Bowers picked off. Bowers was taken off for second, and the throw to first was made, and Bowers was a dead duck. That's the second Brewer that has been, well, one was caught stealing. Bowers here is picked off. So the Brewers have run themselves into 2 outs in this game. So now the bases are empty. Hamilton was caught stealing, trying to steal second earlier in the game. Lara fouls this off. He's behind in the count, 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Laura from Murphy outside. Ball 1. One-two pitch. Hit foul. Count stays 1-2. One-two pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. Should Laura get on, Cooper Pratt is on deck. 2-2 pitch, and Laura lines this one into left, but this one's going to be playable as the catch is made by Meckler for the third out. Nothing doing for the Brewers in the 7th. We're at the stretch in Anaheim. Angels still lead at 2-0. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the Angels lineup. Shaunawell, Grissom, and Adele due up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Keeping an eye on that Yankees-Cubs game. It is still 2-1 Yankees, bottom of the 8th. But the Cubs have runners at the corners. Padres have grabbed a 2-0 lead on the Giants. Reds have put 10 up on the Pirates today. Reds all over the Pirates, 10-2, bottom of the 8th. Still in a rain delay in Cleveland. Cleveland leading Arizona 5-0. Astros 7, Rangers 3, top of the 8th in Houston. Phillies have upped their lead to 4-0 on the Orioles, top of the 5th. And Mizorowski back out here for the bottom of the 7th. He's only at 64 pitches through 6 innings, so not a high pitch count at all for Mizorowski. So here's Shaunawell to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Angels. Seeing a lot of Dodger jerseys in the stands in Anaheim. Dodgers host the Red Sox later tonight. Dodgers actually looking to avoid a sweep in that one. Pitching matchup tonight in the finale of that series between the Red Sox and the Dodgers. Emmett Sheehan goes to the mound tonight for the Dodgers. He will be taking on Jake Bennett, who will get the start for the Red Sox. Red Sox have won the first 2 of that series. Red Sox have won 22 of their last 26 games. They are absolutely on fire right now. So here we go. Bottom 7. The 2-run home run in the 2nd inning by Meckler. Only runs of this game so far. First pitch, bottom 7, right down the middle, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch, down low. That counts even now, 1-1. Shonawell has struck out and flown out in this game. 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2-1 on Shonawell. Two-one pitch hit foul. Counts now 2-2. Two-two pitch to Shonawell. Swing and a miss. Strike three. That is strikeout number 10 for Mizorowski as he once again hits 100 miles an hour on the radar gun on his fastball. And the batter will be Grissom. Grissom has one of the two Angels hits, a single back in the second. And he scored on the Meckler two-run homer. Strike one. Tenth time this season, Mizorowski has at least 10 strikeouts in a game. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Boy, that was such a hard swing. Grissom dropped to a knee on that one. Oh-2 hit foul. Mizorowski to third on one hop. Throw across the diamond in time to retire Grissom for out number 2. And the batter will be Adele. Adele, a line out and a strikeout in this game. Ball one. Looking to the Brewers' 8th inning, it's going to be 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup. Pratt, Hamilton, and then the top of the order, Terang, as Adele fouls this off to even the count 1-1. One pitch misses. Counts now 2-1 on Adele. Two one. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Mizorowski looks in and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count, 3-2. If Adele gets on, Meckler is on deck. Meckler hit the 2-run homer back in the second. 3-2 payoff. Fouled back. Adele stays alive. Mizorowski's 3-2 pitch. Bouncer foul. Adele stays alive again. That was the 80th pitch of the game from Jacob Mizorowski. 8th pitch of this at bat coming up. And another 3-2. Ball 4. Adele lays off of it, and he draws a 2-out walk, and it will bring up Meckler. Meckler hit the 2-run homer in the second, struck out his last time back in the 5th. Contreras going out to the mound to have a word with Mizorowski. Brewers bullpen is... There is action in the bullpen now. D.L. Hall warming up for the Brewers. Is this Mizorowski's last inning? Pitch to Meckler. Strike 1. A 1 pitch. On the ground to first, picked up nicely, and stepping on the bag is Vaughn to end the bottom of the 7th. Angels leave 1. We head to the 8th. Angels 2, Brewers nothing. Again, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 for the Brewers. Pratt, Hamilton, and then the top of the order, Terang. Seven strong innings once again for Mizorowski. His offense hasn't helped him out a whole lot today in this one, though, as the Brewers' offense has been held to 3 hits. By the way, failed to mention the final line on Walbert Urania, who started this game on the mound for the Angels, went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 7 through 90 pitches. He's the pitcher of record on the winning side right now, as he would go to 7-7 if the Angels hang on here. Brewers have 6 outs left to try and come back from this 2-run deficit. Third Angel pitcher of the game is coming in, and it's going to be Sam Bachman. He was losing in the bullpen earlier. On for the 41st time, 1-2 record, 4.17 ERA. He's walked 26 and struck out 46 in 45 and a third innings. So Luke Murphy throws an inning. Walked 1. Threw 12 pitches in that 7th inning. Well, here's Pratt to lead off the 8th for the Brewers. Strike 1. Pratt has one of the 3 Brewer hits in this game. He's singled back in the 5th. A 1 pitch misses outside, evens the count 1-1. One, that's a strike. 1-2. One-two pitch. On the ground to third, and the long throw across in time to get Pratt. 1 down in the Brewers' 8th. Now Hamilton steps up. Hamilton walked back in the third, lined out in the fifth. Pitch to David Hamilton, showed bunt, and that pitch was airmailed. Ball one. Hamilton did pull the bat back. (1-0) pitch from Bachman. 2-0. Top of the order, Bryce Turang is on deck. (2-0) pitch. Upstairs, 3-0. Now a final from Cincinnati. The Reds beat the Pirates 10-2. 3-0 pitch. That's a 4-pitch walk to Hamilton, who walks for the second time in the game, and it'll get the tying run to the plate and Bryce Turang. Turang singled in the third. He is also struck out and lined out. Pitch to Turang. Strike one. Oh, and then it gets away from the catcher, and up to second base will go Hamilton. That's probably going to be a pass ball, I think. By the way, there is a defensive switch for the Angels. I failed to mention. Oswald Peraza is the new second baseman as he's coming in for Grissom. That is a pass ball on Heineman. So the Brewers have a runner in scoring position, and Heineman just looked out over to the dugout as he's out to the mound to have a look at his pitcher, Bachman. So I don't know if something happened on that pitch with Bachman, but Heineman's calling for the training staff. It's like looking at his right elbow. Bachman's going to have to come out of this game. Something on that last pitch. And I think Heineman knew because he went out to the mound. So Bachman leaves this game with looks like some sort of I don't know, tweak of, I don't know if I want to say, I'm not one to speculate, but I don't know, something with his right elbow, it looked like. So that's what the training staff will appear to be looking at. So Bachman goes a third of an inning, throws 9 pitches, but has to leave the game. Ryan Zephyr-John coming in to pitch. Now, he's probably going to get as much time as he needs to warm up. On for the 45th time, 4-3 record. 3.78 ERA. He's walked 32, struck out 71 in 50 innings. Zephyr-John, let's see if he's going to try and go the rest of the way and try and pick up a 5-out save in this game. Angels don't really have a true closer. They only have 13 saves the entire season. Zephyr John has 3 of those. So on to face Terang. Terang has an 0-1 count on him right now. Fourth pitcher of the game for the Angels. Bryce Terang at the plate representing the tying run. Also gone final in Houston. Astros beat the Rangers 7-3. Astros complete a series sweep over the Rangers. So here we go, back ready to go as Terang steps in the box. It's an 0-1 count on him. And their home plate umpire is going to give him a couple more warm-up pitches here. He was not warming up in the bullpen. That's why he's getting a little bit of extra time on the mound to warm up here. Due to what appeared to be some kind of tweak or something on the... It appeared they were looking at the right elbow of Bachman. So here we go. Terang in the box, set to go now. An 0-1 count. And the look back to second. Hamilton was caught stealing earlier in the game. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 right down the middle. Terang has 1 of the 3 Brewers hits in this game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Terang strikes out. Out number 2 here in the top of the 8th. And it'll bring up Jackson Chourio. Chourio singled his last time up back in the 6th, and he's also reached on a walk. Two down here in the 8th. Swing and a miss by Chourio. It's 0-1. Strike 1 pitch. Chourio fouls it off. Chourio down in the count 0-2. 0-2 the count on Chourio. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-2. One-two pitch. Oh, foul back. That got the umpire. That was fouled right off the mask of the home plate umpire. Steven Jaschinsky is the home plate umpire. Looks like he's all right. Oof. Yeah, looks like he's all right. One and two once again. And the pitch. Chourio bounces it foul, third base side. He's hanging around here. Another 1-2 pitch to Jackson Chourio. Grounded to third. Nice diving play. Throw to first is wide. Chourio is safe. It'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs. It was a nice play there at third base by Guzman, but his throw to first was a little wide. And they're giving Chourio an infield hit on that. I think they were saying he would have beat that out anyway. Ooh, I don't know. I think they would have had him. So runners at the corners with 2 outs for the Brewers, and the batter is Mitchell. Mitchell is 0 for 3. Chourio at first is the tying run. Mitchell now the go-ahead run at the plate. The pitch from Zephyr hit left side, foul, out of play, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Throw to first instead. Chourio dives back in. Oh, 1 pitch. Chourio does not go. The pitch is a little high. Counts even 1-1. One pitch to Mitchell. Not a real big lead at first for Chourio. Mitchell swings and misses. 1-2 now the count. On Mitchell. Zephyr and strike away from getting out of this. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Mitchell went after a high one. The Brewers strand 2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It stays 2-0 Angels. Brewers have left 6 on base. Mitchell slams down the bat in frustration. Angels have the bottom third of the order. Guzman, Lowe, and Heineman due up in the bottom of the 8th. Best chance the Brewers had today, but they could not capitalize. And the Angels stay 2 up. So Mizorowski's day is done on the mound after 7 innings. And it's going to be DL Hall coming in to pitch. Hall on for the 25th time, no record, 2.03 ERA, 24 walks, 32 strikeouts in 31 innings. So the final numbers on Mizorowski's 7 innings gave up just 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. It was that home run he gave up to Meckler in the 2nd inning. 1 walk and 10 strikeouts once again for Mizorowski through 83 pitches through 7 innings. But if the Brewers don't come back in the 9th, he would suffer the hard luck loss in this one. First pitch, bottom 8 from DL Hall is ball 1 to Guzman. Guzman, a line out and a strikeout tonight. This afternoon, I should say, and he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. That's a strike at the knees. 2-1. Yankees have beat the Cubs 2-1. So the Brewers at the moment 7 up now on the Cubs. As the 2-1 misses low, now 3-1. But that'll go back to 6.5 if the Brewers do not complete a 9th inning comeback. And the 3-1 is ball 4. That's going to be a leadoff walk to Guzman here in the bottom of the 8th. And Lowe will be the batter. Brewers are challenging that ball, and they are not going to be correct. That wasn't even close. I guess they still have 2 ABS challenges left. I mean, I guess what do you have to lose at this point? But that was not close. So it is a leadoff walk, and we're actually going to have a pinch hitter here for Lowe. It's going to be Jose Siri coming in to pinch hit. Siri, a .262 hitter, 5 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Looking ahead to the Brewers' 9th inning, it's going to be the middle third of the order. Contreras, Bowers, and Vaughn. They know they're going to need at least 2. Pitch to series, ball 1. One-zero pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even a ball and a strike. One, swing and a miss. 1-2 pitch. In the air, right side. Will that be playable? It will. No. Diving effort there by Terang, but couldn't quite come up with it. It's foul ball. Heck of an effort there by Bryce Terang. Not quite able to come up with it. One-two pitches outside. 2-2. One-two pitch, or 2-2 pitch rather, is low, and that'll fill the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Foul back. Series stays alive. Another payoff pitch from DL Hall. Called strike 3. Siri, I don't think liked the call, but the Angels are out of ABS challenges. One down here in the bottom of the 8th. And Tyler Heineman will be the batter. First pitch to Heineman, strike 1. Or a foul ball. Heineman's grounded out twice in this game. 0-1 misses low, counts even 1-1. Top of the order, Zach Neto's on deck. 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Two-one pitch. That's a high chopper to second. They have only one play. That's the first. Heineman is retired for the second out. Guzman advances to second, and we're back to the top of the order in Neto. Neto 0 for 3, a couple strikeouts and a ground out. We just have some breaking news about another trade right before the trade deadline. I will tell you what that is here at the inning break. Oh, 1 pitch to Neto downstairs, 1-1. One pitch from Hall to Neto. Downstairs, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Down low. That's going to get away from the catcher. And up to third base goes Guzman. That'll be a wild pitch. Three and one the count on Neto. Mike Trout is on deck. 3-1 pitch on the ground. That is a fair ball. Long throw from third, not in time. And a run will score as Guzman comes across. Hamilton made a great play from third, but had to make a long throw to first base, and it pulled Vaughn off the bag. And the Angels add an insurance run here in the 8th. It's 3-0. Boy, that foot of Vaughn just came off the bag at first base. That was almost a heck of a defensive play to end the bottom of the 8th. That's just the third hit of the game for the Angels, an infield single, and now this one's put into right center for a base hit by Trout. Advancing to third is Neto, so the Angels have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Mike Trout with his first hit of the game. And the batter will be Nolan Shawnuel. Shawnuel is 0 for 3. Couple strikeouts and a flyout. So the Brewers' 9th inning comeback needed just got tougher. Again, another trade to tell you about that just broke. I will give you that info on that trade here after the 8th inning. Bouncer here to second, and the throw to first in time. Angels add a run, but strand 2. Last chance for the Brewers coming up in the 9th. 3-0. It'll be the middle third of the order. Contreras, Bowers, and Vaughn due up for the Brewers in the 9th. That trade that just broke over the last few minutes that I was going to tell you about involves the Yankees and the Nationals. Yankees have acquired infielder Luis Garcia Jr. from the Nationals. Yankees will send 4 pitchers over to Washington. In that trade. Yankees trying to pick up somebody to help that struggling offense. The Yankees, in this weekend series with the Cubs, scored 2 runs in all 3 games. They were able to win 2 of them because of their strong pitching, but that's an offense that is just continuing to struggle. They've been without a lot of their big sluggers. Of course, Aaron Judge has been out for whatever it's been now, 2 months or whatever he's been out. So that offense needing something, and the Yankees hoping getting Luis Garcia Jr. from the Nationals could be part of the help they need. Cody Bellinger and Giancarlo Stanton missed time for the Yankees as well. So here we go to this one. Into the 9th, Zephyr John trying to get 3 more outs and pick up his 4th save of the year. Brewers will need to get 2 runners on base. to bring the tying run to the plate. It'll be Contreras to lead off the ninth. First pitch, way outside, ball one. Contreras has walked, struck out, and hit into a double play. 1-0 pitch. That's not close either. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch, swinging away, and Contreras pops it up. Shortstop Neto there for the catch, and there's one out in the ninth. It will bring up Bowers. Bowers 0 for 2. He did walk back in the seventh. Strike one. Bowers is challenging that strike call. Brewers have one ABS challenge left. And now they have none, as that is a strike, as it is confirmed, as it grazed the top of the zone. So both teams now out of ABS challenges. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. One pitch is in the air to left center, coming on, but unable to make the catch there in left center field. Was Meckler, and that's a one-out single for Bowers here in the ninth. And it'll bring up Andrew Vaughn. Brewers need to get one more base runner on to get the tying run to the plate. Vaughn is 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, and lined out. Strike one. By the way, Jose Siri, who came on to pinch hit for Lowe in the bottom of the eighth, stays in Lowe's position in the field in center field. 0-1 pitch, strike two. Vaughn didn't like the call, but the Brewers out of ABS challenges. Oh, 2 pitch. Vaughn hits it foul to stay alive. Oh, 2 pitch. And fouled again by Vaughn. Oh, 2 pitch once again. And another foul. Looks like in that Arizona-Cleveland game, we had a little bit of a fracas there as the benches cleared in that game between Arizona and Cleveland. Another 0-2 to Vaughn and another foul ball. Vaughn hanging in here. Be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And a swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch. And the Angels an out away from salvaging the finale of this series. And for the Brewers, it's going to be up to Lara to keep the game alive. Lara's 0 for 3, a couple flyouts and a strikeout. He represents the last hope today for the Brewers. If Lara gets on, it would bring the tying run to the plate, which would be Pratt. Strike one. Oh, 1. Strike two, and now the Brewers are down to their final strike. Not a big crowd in Anaheim today, but the crowd that's there comes to their feet. Trying to urge Zephyr-John to get this final strike and get the Angels a win in the finale of this series. 0-2. Upstairs, 1 and 2. Tried to get Lara to chase that one up in the upstairs, but Lara didn't bite. 1-2 pitch. Foul back. Lara stays alive. Another 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and that's going to do it. Angels get a 3-0 shutout in the finale of this series. Three runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Angels. They stranded 3 runners on base. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Brewers. They stranded 7. Walbert Urena picks up the win for the Angels. He's now 7-7. Zephyr-John picks up save number 4. Tough luck loss for Jacob Mizorowski as he falls to 11-5 on the season. As the Angels pick up the win here, 3-0, they improve to 43-69 on the season. Brewers fall to 69-42, but they do stay 6.5 ahead of the Cubs. Cubs were defeated today by the Yankees 2-1. Angels have a day off tomorrow before heading out east to start a 3-game series with the Orioles. Brewers return home to begin a series against the Pittsburgh Pirates beginning tomorrow. Let's give you a final look at the MLB scoreboard before I sign off on this game anyway. I will be back on later tonight with something. Not quite sure with what yet, but I will be back on the live stream later. Games in progress. They're in a rain delay again in Baltimore. In the bottom of the 6th, Phillies lead the Orioles 8-0. Top of the 9th in Cleveland. Cleveland leads Arizona 5-0. Benches cleared earlier in that game. Didn't exactly see what exactly happened. I'll have to look up on that one and see what the reasoning for that was. Tigers lead the A's 6-0. Bottom of the 5th. Mariners 2, Twins 0. Bottom of the 6th in Seattle. Padres have a 4-3 lead on the Giants, top of the 5th in San Diego. Finals from earlier today, the Braves complete a 4-game sweep of the Nationals. Braves win at 4-2. Cardinals 5, Blue Jays 1. Cardinals avoid the sweep there. White Sox all over the Rays today, 9-1, the final score in that one. White Sox take 2 of 3 from the Rays. Marlins shut out the Mets 2-0. Marlins getting back on track after that 12-game losing streak. They sweep the Mets. Or I'm sorry, they take 3 of 4 over the Mets. I beg your pardon. Reds all over the Pirates 10-2. Reds win 2 of 3 in that series. Astros sweep the Rangers with a 7-3 win. And told you the Yankees pulled that out over the Cubs 2-1. Yankees scored 2 runs in all 3 games of that series, yet they win 2 of 3. Rockies, don't say this very often, Rockies complete a sweep, whereas the Rockies beat the Royals 8-1. And in this one, the Angels beat the Brewers 3-0. Coming up here in about a little over an hour and a half, Sunday Night Baseball out in Los Angeles, Red Sox and Dodgers, as the Red Sox look for the 3-game sweep over the Dodgers. Angels win this one 3-0. That's going to wrap it up here. I will be back on at around 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Was originally going to do a Little League Softball World Series game. I still might, but they've had weather issues out there in Greenville, North Carolina today, so I'll have to check up on that. If I don't do the Little League game, I'll be back on for that Red Sox-Dodgers game coming up just after 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Appreciate you all joining me, everybody. Angels win this one over the Brewers 3-0, and I'll talk to you in about an hour and a half with something, either Little League Softball or the Red Sox and Dodgers. Thanks for joining me for this one, everybody, and talk to you in a little bit. Hope you can join me.